Well, welcome back to Into the Unknown D&D campaign with GM Jeremy. I don't know, do I usually do a recap? I think I turn it over to you now, right? Take it away, GM.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yep. Take it away. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and enjoying another episode of Into the Unknown. We are in the chapter Cherry Bomb, and we'll figure out what that means later on. But right now, we are at the Temple Factorium, 500 feet outside of the temple grounds. We walk in, and some of the characters get a little itchy sensation. Wonder what that's all about. Banthor gives it a check, and wait a second. There's clouds of something. Maybe attaching, entering into our characters, causing some aggravation a little bit with the Fey creatures. It seems that Ash, I can't do it today for some reason. Ash and Maxie are greatly affected by these clouds of magical energy floating through the air. It burned Maxie's wings, and she pretty much doesn't want to go anywhere near this place. Her constitution isn't very high, and she seems to be affected quickly by the effects here. You've decided to camp overnight, and Nekra and Ashura, there we go, hey, are on first watch. Before Max goes to sleep, she looks deeply into Nekra's eyes and says, "Hey, there's something written in the back of your eye. Here, let me write it down. I don't know what it is." She writes it down, and Nekra, you look at it. What does it read?
Necro 1-79Q. Of course, as that's happening, I'm frantically scribbling to get a map and explain a lot of stuff that don't really have a full frame of reference for.
You were going to yourselves without looking deeply into his eyes.
So this is basically happening at your first watch this evening, and Ashura and Nekra, you have a few moments to chat a bit before you hand the watch over to Kellum, and then after that, the morning will rise, and basically. I guess Kellum and Banthor, you could be doing the 4-hour meditation and such. So in a way, you could hear what's kind of going on, but to respond would really kind of take you out of that meditation. But when you get out of your meditation, you're fully aware of whatever conversation Ashura and Nekra are having. Did y'all want to talk about anything before you pass it on, or because this is very new? So Nekra, you could be, responding to that, or Ashura, you could ask. So,
kind of gesture to the map and was like, "Well, that's what I saw, and I'm sure you heard me babbling." So
yeah. What is this about? Why is that? Why is your name written in the back of your?
How is it written? Is like tattooed in?
And kind of look at Maxie, who's because I can't tell.
Yeah, she's starting to curl up in the lantern, and she's like, "What? Huh? What did you ask?"
Could you tell how it was written, or just that it was written?
Oh, it's kind of cool. It's like lit up in the back almost. I had to look at it with my fairy sight, but
Very sweet.
yeah, I couldn't normally see it. But I looked at it again and decided to look at it with my fairy sight, and I could see it written on the back,
Mm.
kind of glowing blue.
Okay.
Asha's looking. She's trying to get a sense. Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure. Do you want to look at? What are you trying to look at? Her eye, I guess. Then is that what you?
Yes. Like
Okay.
she's trying to see if she can get a sense of see what Maxie sees.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and do a Arcana. I'm gonna look at your character a little bit.
Okay.
You said 11. Okay. You've got double sight, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So when you look in the back of Necker's eye, you can faintly see a blue little line, but you can't see any of the characters. It's kind of like fuzzy. You can't really see it very well. You know, it's like if it's the small line on the eye check. You know, at the eye doctor. You know, it's like, what does that say? Oh yeah, you got to be kidding me. But you can tell that it might be writing, but it's like very faint in the back, and it's like
Okay.
blue. It doesn't seem to radiate any magical properties or anything, but you can tell that it's there.
Okay.
And it was kind of only after focusing in and maybe even using the devil sight. I don't know if it's like a on and off kind of thing, but so
Mm-hmm.
you don't think that you would maybe have normally been able to see it. So
Yeah, she's like I can faintly make out something. I've probably been staring weirdly into Nectar's uncomfortably close, and finally like pulls back. Gonna need more practice.
And kind of do the and grab for another sheet of paper and start trying to scribble the half-remembered, I guess you could call it escape tunnel or whatever, the other entrance.
Yeah. So as you think about it more, roll a intelligence check.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be. Okay. Not as bad as I was expecting.
Okay. So basically, I'll just describe it as it is, and you can bring it down some. It's a elevator shaft made for heavy weights, cargo that's heavy. So it goes, instead of going straight up and down, it goes vertically, or at an angle, excuse me, up to the surface. So that it moves relatively slow, and that it goes up at an angle, and it comes away from the temple some 300 feet or so away from the temple. So it's a long shaft, and you kind of have a vague sense of catching a ride in a crate, a box, or something. And that's how you were able to get out. You can't remember exactly where it's at, but you have that vague memory of riding that elevator up.
Okay. And so I don't really remember the end inside the temple, do I? Like a hold or wherever it connects to?
So it goes down to the work floor. So that was one of the lower levels of the temple.
Okay. So trying to scribble and explain, and I presume we all have a frame of reference for things like dumbwaiters and whatnot.
Yeah, pulleys and clockwork and stuff. So yes.
Yeah. So trying to explain that bit too is like, and mention I could.
We could say it's like a mine cart that uses a pulley system that goes.
Kinda, yeah. But
So.
well, while we're trying to figure out how to get in, I could look around, see about that might be a shorter trip in and out. Though.
Yeah, if the pulley system isn't working, getting out that way, yeah,
Luck.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Going down might not be difficult. Might be pretty easy and fast.
And splat. Okay, but also, since there seems to be plant life and everything growing inside of this environment, even with all this crap floating around, that honestly I don't know why. I understand it hurts you guys, but it doesn't seem to do anything to me. But I could go looking, see if maybe whatever it is, the medical herbs and whatnot I can find in there might have a better effect, so that stave off whatever this is. We want to even go that route?
It's possibly a good idea. We're gonna have to probably do some test runs. See how long those that are infected can withstand it. Maybe see if it gets worse or the closer we get to it, or if it's all the same. We do know, well, I figured out that our healing potions will help stave off and healing magic will help stave off whatever the effect is. I think we should see if Beth will be willing to craft a couple more potions for us.
It'll take a little bit of time, but I'm happy to whip some up.
I don't think there's much that's going to want to come anywhere near this if it's been around a while.
Time is not the issue. We're on no time limit. We can take the time to gather what we need. We need to be prepared. Once we go in there, once we step in, we are going to be on a time limit. Got voice.
Hmm.
So after a little while of chatting there, Kellum and Banthor, you're done with your meditation.
This was supposed to be in the morning after.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I thought.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so y'all could take a long rest. I don't know if anybody needs any healing or anything. If you don't, then just go ahead and do the long rest. I don't think anybody was damaged at this point, so
I think
we don't have to worry about math
mostly
or
good.
anything. So go ahead and do that. So reset all your stuff. So what would y'all like to do? Who wants to do what kind of task? Are y'all basically planning to take another day of looking around and doing experiments, or kind of see how it goes, basically? Because like Banthor could spend time making potions. That would take a good bit of the day to make a couple potions, but he could have a bit of time to do other things. So if you wanted to do testing first and then decide to make potions, blah. So if y'all wanted to, like you said, maybe do, a dry run and or go look for herbs
Well, I've got.
and or got it.
Sorry.
Good.
I've got 2 potions. I can take one, run into this environment. When I start to feel bad, I'll take the other one and come back, and then we'll know how far / how long we can last in here off of one potion.
Right. And now Banthor can be crafting extra potions for us. And
Yeah, craft them while I run in there and figure out how long one works.
So Banthor, you could try to craft a resistance instead of a healing once you get some more information. So
Necro can go in and scout out for some of the plant life, the fauna, to bring back. Yeah.
So, if Necker wanted to go in and look for things like that, she could probably do that without any complications. But Banthor would need to know a little bit more about the effects. So need to kind of, if you went in with detect magic and were watching someone go under the effects of what's happening, be it yourself or somebody else. And then you can come back and with the correct, shall we say, skill check with that information, be able to craft a resistance to it.
I don't think
Depending on how well you,
Go ahead.
real quick. Depending on how well you do your skill check, will be if it gives you advantage on the, any saves, or if it gives you a resistance, things like that. If you crit, maybe even give you a stronger resistance and such. So, but it will take, you going in and doing a little bit of investigation. Go ahead, Kellum.
I don't think Banthor should be going in there and risking whatever this is happening to him. Observing someone else, yes. But Banthor, since you're going to be probably the one crafting all of our potions and everything, we don't know all the effects that will happen in the long run, so I don't think you should be the one being affected by this, because we need you completely clear-headed for crafting our potions.
If anybody else had detect magic or something like that.
We can't detect magic while still using a potion to keep himself safe and observe someone else.
Well, so basically, the heal potions would heal the damage once you've gotten out of the area. We know that. So that's basically what they're talking about with the potions that you have currently. Banthor was thinking about crafting a potion to counter the effects before they're even applied, basically. So the healing potions would help with the after effect. Banthor's kind of trying to see if he could find something to stave it off. So, so basically, if you, Kellum, ran out there and found out, okay, I'm getting itchies. Oh, okay, it's starting to affect me. Ow, I'm taking damage. Okay, I've gotten all the way here. I've taken this much damage. It took me this long. All right, I'll run back. I've taken this much amount of damage, and let's heal that and stuff. So you can kind of, I think that would be a way of, looking at that. And Kellum, you're probably a good candidate for it. You probably have a decent constitution.
Supposed to, but I only got a +1.
Well, I mean, that's it. That's not, it's not a negative. So Maxie's like, yeah, as soon as I step across there, I start getting itchy, and a few moments later, I'm taking damage. So
I mean, I'm
she's
perfectly fine being a guinea pig.
she probably couldn't get. She's assuming that she couldn't get even close to the temple before she would have to come back because of her constitution and her lack of hit points. She probably has less than Ashura does in hit points. So, and Ashura's got the he's a squishy. Go ahead, Kellum.
What do you say, Banthor? I'll be your guinea pig. I'll run out there, go as far as I can until I feel like I've only got enough strength to get back. And then I'll come back and you
I feel guilty about it, but if you're offering, probably would be the best course of action.
Right. We've got to get in here somehow, unless we just want to give up the entire endeavor.
Well, or wanted to just send me in and I can do the whole thing solo.
That's not happening.
Yeah,
No, I didn't think so. Just
yeah.
we're
a team
entirely unaffected by this. So
in game, we're a team. Out of game, no XP for you. You're not getting all the XP.
Yeah, that's also part of it.
2, 4, 6,
Mhm.
8. Wow, yeah. I can see Necker getting 2 levels out of that almost. Yeah.
If you can fly.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's
there's
very
that too.
definitely a thing too. Yes.
Excuse me.
Kellum, in an effort to make sure he's going to be able to get back in time and everything, he's going to shed some of his gear that's not needed for just a get out there and get back.
Right.
So
So
probably
would
just
you
going to be carrying his armor and his swords and leave the backpack, arrows, all that stuff behind.
So would you go in your leather armors?
Ooh. Do I still have leather armor?
Yeah, you still have the leather
Oh, I
armor.
do. There it is. It's in the backpack.
Yep.
Is it light? It's 10 pounds.
It's much lighter and definitely, so.
Yeah, I'll switch over to the leather armor since it's
Okay.
a little bit lighter. Still protective, but lighter.
Yeah. So, you won't have any problems with any athletic rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even though you're proficient in the other stuff, we'll say that, you're like, okay, I'm slimming down, getting ready for that run if need be. So, so are you going to go solo yourself?
Healing.
Well, yeah, definitely. He'll probably take his armor, his weapons, and any.
My potion.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I've got
So-
2 potions. I've already got 2 potions. I
Okay,
should be
sure.
fine on that. Yeah, just for what I'm planning to do, 2 potions should be fine. Save yours and let's add them to the cache that we're getting ready to that Banthor is getting ready to make for us.
Yeah. Well, and
All right.
Yeah.
So just for a point of reference,
Well,
I have my leather armor. I got my long sword, my short sword. I'm carrying my pouch, which has a total of 3 potions in it: a potion of growth, and then 2 potions of healing. And that's all I have on me.
Okay. So you can have 2 potions in that thing, in that pouch that you can get to with a bonus action. The other one, you have to put somewhere else.
I moved it to the backpack. So it's
Gotcha.
just the 2 healing
So, and I
potions now.
assume that's like the growth potion, right?
Yeah, that was the growth potion.
So, and then that way, but as you get more proficient, you could put more potions in your bag.
Just a clarification for myself. Are you imposing that limitation, or because I also see where the pouch is like, it has 1 pound out of 6 pounds because the healings are both half a pound each.
Yeah, well, my healing potions are smaller. They're more like shots because, you can't drink 8 ounces of, liquid with a bonus action and still try to fight or do another action. So mine are more if, doing it as a bonus action, more like a shot.
So more
real
like
quick.
Witcher's serum size.
Yes. Very, very, yes. So
Now, as far as the
taking-
pouch's capacity, are you just like putting a cap on 2 potions, or are you doing anything with the weight capacity
because
that it has?
this is, the bonus action is definitely a house rule. It should be an action. But I don't mind bonus actions, and house rule was that they do max heal instead of rolling the D8. So to mitigate that a little bit, I just said, hey, you can have 2 of those, or you can have proficiency in a pouch that you can do. So,
Okay, all right, gotcha.
So these are all just house rules. So,
all right.
Every bit.
So I just want to make sure I don't forget that I need to ignore the pouch's weight capacity because we're overriding that with house rules.
Correct.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I think Kellum is ready then to sacrifice himself on the altar of science.
10 minutes.
Do we want to control?
Yeah, Nick was going in with him.
Okay, all right. So Nectar's going in. All right, that's the control.
Yeah. Necro, if I fall over and can't make it back, you drag my body out of here.
Shouldn't be that terribly difficult. Hell, should be able to return rather quickly.
So it's about 500 feet to. It's a little less than 500 feet to the outside of the tower. Okay. You get your detect magic up, and you tell the guys that you're ready for them to go in. Now you wouldn't be able to see them the full 500 feet. If you wanted to, you could go some forward until you felt comfortable, or just wait, till they come back. It shouldn't take them. You can hold concentration for 10 minutes, I believe, on detect magic. So it shouldn't take them 10 minutes to come there, be there and back. But we will see.
Is there a tree tall enough for him to climb into? Because wasn't I in a tree keeping an eye on Necro before?
Yeah, there are definitely trees here, so that could help with the range, of course. So if you wanted to, while he's doing that, find a good tree that he can climb up into, and give him some range, and okay, we're going to be doing this path, so you can see us kind of farther, kind of thing like that. So yeah, that could, definitely be a thing. um. Yeah, they'll Necra will definitely help you get up into the tree.
Yeah.
And how can you be a druid and not be able to climb a tree?
And let's see. 1, 2, 3.
A tree. Yeah. Well, you don't have any athletics. You do have a little acrobatics, so but at least you don't have any negatives, so that's okay. Alrighty. So you will be making Constitution saving throws, Kellum. So just
Okay.
I'll let you know when you need to do that. Alrighty, you get all set up. He's up in the tree. He finishes his little. He does his ritual up there in the tree, and he tells you, "Okay, I'm ready to go." And y'all take off, walking, running, sprinting.
A quick pace, not quite at a jog. What is a trot under a jog?
We can say a trot. So
Is it walk, trot, jog, run?
Yeah. So moving, yeah, a nice little jog without taxing yourself. You're both athletic and hunters and such. So doing a gentle jog isn't going to burn you. But if you're marching, that'd basically just be in walking speed, but you're going just over walking speed. So. Say some 45 feet around. As you enter in that tree that has been marked, as your boundary, you don't really feel any different, either one of you. And you start going through, after about right. Oh yeah, that's right. It only does that, so you can still see them, but detect magic only works up to 30 feet. Okay, that's the limitation with detect magic. That's right. It's not your full vision. So yeah, they walk out, and you do notice the same thing happening. Kellum, the cloud swarm comes over and lights on him, and D20. 17. For whatever, this cloud kind of seeps out from the ground and kind of attaches itself to his left leg. You see Banthor, that it does that to Kellum. And the cloud goes up to Necra, and instead of doing the rejection kind of thing, kind of just hovers around Necra this time. More accustomed, it seems, but doesn't seem to touch Necra or go inside. So Jane, you wouldn't really be able to perceive any of this happening.
No. Berries, sprigs of stuff.
Survival.
Okay. While we're
Got
seeing it comes, yes.
Yep. Is that your full attention or half attention?
Half.
Got it.
So disadvantage on the roll?
What's that?
So disadvantage on the roll?
No, just roll it at, and basically I would just decrease the amount. So.
Okay.
So a full attention, you would see more. Okay. So that's just enough. Okay. Banthor told you mainly to look for, let's see, resistance. To look for the B type of the more poisonous stuff that might be able to give him, something to, be resistant to, something in here. Okay. So Banthor, before you get out of his reach, yells out, "Hey, get real close to Kellum and see if that helps with anything." It looks like it's on his left leg.
Alright, so I step closer.
Right. You notice that the cloud makes way in a way for Kellum, the Necra cloud. It's not a big one. It's just just this little kind of thin cloud that's just been hovering around Necra. It doesn't do anything to Kellum, and it doesn't seem to be pushing away anything that is on Kellum. But the small cloud that is around Necra doesn't seem to be affecting Kellum as well. It just seems to be around Necra. Yeah. So it doesn't, help with Kellum in his current situation. And it doesn't really seem that it adversely affects Kellum either. So, you do notice as they stand there for a moment that more from outside of your range come into the range and start to get closer to Kellum, and that does seem to slow that down when they get close to Kellum. When they get close to Necra, some of the cloud seems to go into Necra's cloud and become slightly larger, and then the other part that doesn't seems to take a little bit longer to get onto Kellum or to mess with him. So I guess after a while, maybe somebody who is close to, right next to Necra might not be affected as fast. And it seems to continue. If they sit there for any longer, more will come from outside of your vision and come into their area. So it seems like there might be more as they go further in, or there's just an area effect, and Kellum is attracting them, or Necra is attracting them. So you wait here for a couple rounds. Do y'all want to continue waiting or go forward?
I want to keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
All right. So y'all keep going. You walk for about 100, I don't know, maybe 150 feet. And this is where you, Kellum, can see that the tower is made of metal.
Okay.
And you stop for a moment and see this, and you can't see large details, or excuse me, not large. You can't see minute details or anything, but you could see that the top is irregular, and looks like it's melted metal, and you can see a few holes here and there. And you could see that some of it looks a little blacker, but that's pretty much all the detail you get from it. Roll a Constitution saving throw, Kellum.
Alrighty. That's a 14.
Okay, all right. Your leg itches a little, but you're not taking any damage, and you don't feel bad.
Okay.
But you could tell that, from your experience or the other people's experiences, something is definitely on your left leg, like Banthor told you.
Okay.
You start walking again as Necker turns around and, kind of waits for you a moment, and y'all continue walking. Maybe another 150 feet or so, you start to see a few large pieces of metal here or there, and one large piece in particular that is landed. This is basically it's a hatch, like an outside hatch of a spacecraft, but it's been slagged down a lot, and doesn't keep its form. So it's bent, and much smaller than it probably originally was, being burnt away, and tossed some 200 feet from the temple. But there are some words kind of scrawled on here, and Necro will say that it says outer door or outer hatch, however she would say that. When Necro speaks in the in the deep speech, it kind of sounds like she's talking backwards, kind of things like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Is any of the metal small enough that I can pick up a sheet of it?
So you find most of this is really thick, but you do find a sliver of this that, and a lot of it's like buried deep, and you might be pulling on something. It's just the tip of the iceberg kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you do find one that you're able to pull out of a tree, and it's about the size of a dagger. It looks like, in a way, like a dagger that's made out of cold iron, almost. Not to say that it is. Fairies, don't worry. But that's when you grab it, it doesn't have any kind of other form that it used to be. Basically, it's just a piece of long, maybe an inch around or so, spear-like piece of molten metal. And this metal is really dense and heavy. You could, it is sharp enough that it could be used as a dagger, as it is. So,
Right.
if you did use it as a dagger, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna put it in my belt.
Okay. It. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna roll something. So.
Okay.
Okay. So actually, one side is more pointy and sharp than the other. So you definitely, it's not like the whole thing is sharp. So you do have a hilt-like area that you could grab a hold of and not be damaged.
Okay.
But if you grabbed the other side and used it, you would cut your hand.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to hold on to it for now. But I'm going to keep looking at this metal because I've,
Yeah, being a warrior, definitely.
there's like this metal is here. This tower is here. The hatch, as Necra, or the outer door, as Necra has told me, is gone or slagged. Inoperable is the basic concept.
It's all fused together, and the sides are melted, and all this stuff. It's huge, though. So I mean, it weighs in the hundreds of pounds and such. So,
but Kellum is thinking, with the door being gone, the door being inoperable, there's a chance that whatever's happening here that's not affecting us did not happen until that door was rendered inoperable. So perhaps, just maybe, this metal has some way of either containing or keeping whatever this is out. So what if we tried to recover some and turn it into protective suits or armor? And then maybe that would allow us to walk through here and we would not be affected at all. So Kellen would be looking for some way to be able to test that theory on a small scale.
Got it. Give me another Constitution saving throw.
Yep. That's a
13. Okay. All right. Your leg seems to get a little bit more itchy, but you're not taking any damage.
Okay.
If you investigate it, you can see that the skin is very irritated. And definitely something is affecting you.
Does it resemble anything I've seen before?
It could be the starting of a rash or a disease. It's very warm to the touch. So do you have medicine? Or you could roll on medicine?
I'll give it a shot.
Sure.
Probably nothing there. 6.
Yeah, you can't really, outside of that, things that you've seen before.
Can I roll a survival? See if it's, because I'm out in the wilds. I'm thinking survival mostly in aspect of, I know what this plant, this type of poison looks like when it affects somebody's skin, or even I can see rotting. I know what rotting flesh looks like and all that. So not necessarily looking for a diagnosis, but more of the effects are similar to this is what I'm trying to ask for, I think.
Let's see. Necra, do you have medicine or... I know it's a wisdom.
See, medicine to well, if I have +2 in medicine, yeah, I'd be much better off with a survival check, but
Yeah, I think it's more.
or perception.
Diagnose an illness.
Oh.
Medicine.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. So just to clarify, I'm not trying to diagnose the specific illness. I'm just
Okay. So you're just trying to see the effects.
see the
Yeah.
effects. I was like, oh, this I've seen this kind of effect before from a poison plant. So this is maybe some kind of poison, or so.
Yeah.
Not
All right.
trying to get specific,
Yeah,
but
go-
just like comparison
Yeah, both of y'all roll once.
on which skill.
Survival. Sorry.
Survival. Okay. Oh my goodness, that's even worse.
Okay, well,
I got a 5 with my plus. I was like, hopefully I got the +2 there. Give me a better roll.
So looking at it carefully, Necra can see like a small spot that seems to be, worse off than the rest. And it doesn't look like it's rotting. It just looks like it's being not burnt away, but just dissolving.
Mm,
so can't recognize the effect yet.
Right.
all right.
Alright.
But you could tell that something is kind of working, on his leg.
Alright,
And
so-
it's not a necrotic effect. So yeah.
So can I collect some more stuff, or
Yes. Go ahead and let's see.
so another survival check?
Yeah, we could do that. Go for it. Oh, okay. All right. So for the first bout, you get that, and then for the second, yeah, we'll do it that way. Okay. So you've got 6 units of the B herbs. That's enough at least to make a potion. If you wanted to start looking for, got it. If you wanted to start looking for some A type herbs, just in case he needs any of that, you could switch over to that and such as you're going through. Or you can continue looking for B type herbs. So, alrighty. Okay.
Okay.
We go a little bit further, say another 100 feet, and Kellum, you can really tell that your leg is starting to itch hard here. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 19.
Okay, all right.
At least my Constitution saving throws have been doing good. I can fail everything else, but I need to keep those.
Excuse me. The burn area, or say the wound area, is getting a little bit larger, but it's only dermal, so it hasn't started going into the flesh, the muscle and such. If you'd like to look at it again with survival.
Yeah, see, check it every now and then, see how it progresses.
Yeah, so, it's starting to hurt more. Let me look at it and see.
Oh,
So-
9.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a fire burn.
Okay.
And it's not necrotic. Manthor said somebody didn't skip leg day.
No, never have.
All right, give me a survival check, Necra, for herbs, and give me a perception check, Kellum, for metal.
Are we in the shades? In the shade down here?
Yeah, it's fairly early morning, so you
Okay.
still have a lot of the trees shading and stuff like that. So
Oh my gosh, that looked like a nat 20 on the digital die.
Yeah, that's a nat 4.
Yeah.
Nat 1? No, it's a 2.
Nat
Okay,
2.
survivor. Yeah. Natty 2. Oh, what were you looking for, herb-wise?
More of the bee.
Okay. You find 5 more with that high 22 survival check. This is so some 100 feet away. You notice that there's been a small hole ripped into the side at ground level. There's a body laying next to kind of propped up next to the hole. So the cobalt had sat down and died, and is kind of all hunched over now, and definitely a husk of what it used to be. Large holes, missing flesh. The body's all withered. Very nasty. It's but you could tell right off the rip that it's not a necrotic kind of decay. You don't smell the smell of death.
Okay. Can I do a check on him? I know that this would probably end up being a medicine, but I want to make an argument for survival, if I may.
Sure, you could still, what is the what kind of damage? Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes. Nat 20. I know everything. Kidding. Yeah.
So it looks like somebody has taken a vial of acid and poured it into these holes, and the acid is eating away at the body.
Okay. And in comparing it to my leg, is there
Then
any
you look at your leg and
similarities?
you're like, oh, I could kind of see the start of that.
Okay. So, we're close to the tower right now, right?
Yeah,
You're close to it?
you're at the tower basically. Yes.
Yeah, you could almost touch it if you're at the body.
Can I step into the tower, surround myself with as much of the tower's metal as possible, and just does it make any difference in how my leg is feeling or anything like that?
Gotcha. So when you step into the tower, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Come on, that 20.
All right.
18, that's not bad. 21.
Yeah. So you feel the burn like on your body now.
On my entire
It's
body.
all of instead of just your leg. It's like, whoa, okay. I know what that feels like, and that's scary. And you kind of, find an area where there's, metal sticking out and such. So you, like a wall or something, you try to wedge yourself there and see if you, feel any different or any shielding or anything like that. But it's still kind of, all over your body. You're not getting any shielding per se from that wall.
Okay.
You're still feeling the burn.
Then I'll do this. I'll step back out because this confirms a bit of my theory.
Mm-hmm.
At least that inside it's more there. So I'm feeling right now that what remains of the tower is still keeping the majority of whatever this is inside, and it's only escaping through the hatch area. So knowing that just inside of this hatch, my entire body burns, I'll step back outside and get as close as I can to the outside wall to see if I can feel the effects of the inside reaching through the wall to me.
Gotcha. You get outside and you can feel immediate relief. Now it's mainly just your leg, though your body has that first instant. Your body still is itchy, but
Right.
your leg is more affected because it seems to be affected first.
Right.
And as you come around and get away from the entrance and put your back to the wall, it doesn't relieve any of that. Feeling from you. It doesn't seem to be shielding you.
But if I'm getting up
It
against the
isn't.
wall, am I feeling anything from the inside of the tower coming through the wall to me? I'm not looking. I step outside. I get the relief of not being surrounded by it, so I get that. But stepping up against the wall, being as close as I can to the inside, like would what's inside try to get to me through the wall?
Gotcha. You don't feel shielded from that. You still feel like, especially since you've been exposed full body, that it's still affecting you, and such. So it doesn't seem to be shielding you from the effects.
So, well, okay.
So maybe what you're thinking isn't entirely correct. You definitely have, there is a concentration inside compared to outside. But it may not be a radial thing so much.
Okay.
Like it may not be that it's radiating from a particular area.
Okay.
It may just be that the concentration is higher the closer you get.
All right. Well, then at this point, I think Kellum will, you'll let Necro know. Like, look, I've been in here, I'm withstanding it. I stepped into the building, definitely felt, a lot more, whatever this is inside. I think I'm going to go and make a beeline back to Banthor and let him analyze me as much as possible. And I got one other idea to try once he's done doing that.
All right. I don't see any reason to not follow, because I could try scouting further, maybe find that other entrance, but I want to make sure you don't collapse on the way out.
That, and I don't want you running into anything out here by yourself.
Oh, within the field of this, there seems to be almost nothing but bugs and plants. So, Smells, you could have brought your bagpipes and they could have screamed bloody murder, but there's nothing in here to draw the attention of.
We might draw the attention of something from inside the tower. Maybe at some point we'll have to play the music and try and draw something out of the mist.
Gotcha. Give me a Constitution saving throw, Callum.
All right. Watch this be the one where
Yeah.
Alrighty.
That's the one.
You take 2 acid damage.
All right.
As your leg is starting to burn. Damn it. So
yeah. Time to go. I'm going to get back to Banthor.
Okay. So you hoof it, starting to run, basically.
Yeah, I came in here at a decent pace, got completely soaked in whatever this is, and then now run out. That way I get like a full spectrum, exposure to it, giving Banthor as much as possible to look at.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
8.
You take 1 point of acid damage.
All right.
And 1 more Constitution saving throw.
Oh, wait, that was charisma. Ignore that one. There we go. 18.
All right. Okay. So
you start rolling
you
one
get out
wrong.
Yeah, give me that one. Sorry, I get you that crit damage, that fairy damage. So you make it out with just getting 3 points of acid damage on your leg. Your body still feels whatever itchy, and your leg is burning. You're like, get it off, dude.
So I will resist the urge to just chop off my leg as much as possible. I will, once I get out of the thing, I'll immediately start just making sure that the area on my leg that's burned is exposed so that Banthor can see it. I'll explain to him, I walked in, I was doing good. I stepped all the way into the tower. Then my entire body just started itching, but the leg is the worst part here. Start there. And I ran back. So, heart rate's up. We'll see if maybe metabolism made it get worse on the way back, but you check the leg first.
Banthor, give me a perception roll. Or Arcana.
Oh. I can do an Arcana.
Okay. With a 17 perception, you see, as Kellum and this is more the information that, getting as they're coming out of the fog, shall we say, the mist. So you see a large, halo, thick halo around Necra's head. It's basically like an inch thick of this mist has gathered and coalesced together and is around Necra's head like a halo. And Kellum looks like he has this mist just clinging to him as he's running, and it looks like the mist is trying to keep up with him and hold on to him and such. And you could see like a large blight of it on his leg where it's eating into his leg and such, and it's more concentrated there. As they get through that 500 feet, the halo boom disappears and flies kind of stops at this, almost as if it hit a wall almost, and the cloud that was around Kellum does the same. You see some bits and pieces on Kellum as it quote unquote dies off, and then there's no more of this on him after a few moments. You can still see the burn damage where there is some of that residual. So, Kellum, you don't have the full body itch. It kind of feels bad. I need a shower or something. A good loofah, or something to get off the dead skin. But your leg is still burning from that acid damage. And it doesn't feel as bad, but it feels, the damage is there, of course, but not the continual eating away at your skin, your flesh, your leg, your calf kind of thing. It's there, but it feels like that's dying off quickly as well. Okay, you could clearly see that this is like an acid burn, after Kellum and Necro, that's what it looks like. And we saw this body, and that it totally looked like that. After bringing that up, everybody can see that this is an acid burn. And give me an Arcana to see if you think you can make some kind of potion or something here. Yes, the knife shard.
Tell him to use the help action with that, just discussing his symptoms.
Yeah, definitely. So you can roll with advantage. Any crits.
I don't need.
Well, the two of y'all discuss it, and you think that you can come up with a potion. You believe that you can make one potion today with the herbs that Necra has collected. It'll take.
Little Aconite, little Belladonna, Hemlock.
Right. It'll take 5 B and 1 A to create this, and it'll. You feel that it'll give somebody a resistance to this of some sort. With the two of y'all working on it, y'all feel really confident in your in your assessment of what it is, and you feel that the potion will help one person. So it will take you the good part of the day to do that. So the rest of you, anybody can watch him do that and start picking up some herbalism if they want. Basically, we'll put 1 point of learning towards that, and it'll be basically towards the herbalism kit, that tool. It will take many lessons to learn tools and or skills, but the more you say, hey, I am learning from how to do this, after a while, those points add up. So, that being also said, I will remind you that you can do any leveling up in advance. You're like, that you're going to be going towards blah. You can okay, I'm going to spend my day doing training towards my next level because I know I'm getting close to that. Or doing other tasks, searching around, like Necro might want to go look for this other entrance, look for more herbs, just do a scout. So those are suggestions. Basically, Banthor, what do you want to do? Do you want to try to make one of these resistance potions, or do you want to make 2 healing potions?
Well, the first thing I do is tell him I've got everything I need. Go ahead and get that leg healed up. Pop a potion, or if you need me to heal you with magic, let me know.
I think.
So if y'all are going to do a whole day, of course you can long rest. So the action economy for that is spells over potions. So
yeah, I kind of want to hold off on the healing just yet.
it's not that bad. So
it's not that bad.
Yeah, you will not be able to rest it away.
Okay.
Because
that's fine.
Right.
I'll get one of them to do a spell to heal me momentarily, but I would like Banthor to assist me with one more, actually 2 more quick tests, I'm hoping, with his vision. So I'm going to show you the piece of metal that I picked up. And I'm basically just going to stick my hand past the barrier and see, you let me know if any of the whatever it is comes towards me, or if it avoids the metal or anything like that. And then after that, because of the nature of this being like an acid, and it looked like acid was poured into the holes of that kobold, I actually want to try and completely wrap myself up with nothing, no skin exposed or anything, and step in and see if it can still get to me.
Gotcha. All right. First experiment with a dagger. You basically put the dagger, in front of your hand as, like a metal shield, and put the dagger first through and then your hand. the mist cloud, after a moment, starts to come towards you. It goes around the metal, but it doesn't seem to be affected per se by it. Doesn't seem to be slowed or anything. And it goes on your hand, and you feel burning sensation. You feel a little bit of burning sensation behind your hand, and it slowly kind of grows on your hand.
And what if I grip the metal in my hand?
So yeah, okay. So taking your other hand, coming out, so you have a clean slate basically, and you're gripping the metal, and you stick your hand in. The cloud lights onto the outside of your hand, and in a slower fashion, does get down into your palm, but doesn't seem to be rejected by the touch, your skin being on the metal and stuff. It does eventually get on your hand, but not as fast. So you get back out after a while, that all goes away. It's not enough for it to really start burning your hand. So it seems like the outside layer, shall we call this, isn't as strong. So you probably could mess about on the outside of this layer, inside that 500 feet. But you noticed when you got around, 300, 400 feet, that's when the effects started getting stronger.
Right. Okay.
So you do have a good kind of, buffer window before things get, before they really start to, get burny. You wrap yourself up as best you can, fully over your face and everything.
Yeah, even to the point of I can't really see.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah.
And I'll listen to Necra to guide me while Banthor observes.
Gotcha. This is like a temporary fix. After a while, Banthor could see the cloud getting smaller on the outside of you, and you could, feel, oh, I'm starting to burn here. Oh, I'm starting to burn a little bit down here, kind of thing like that. It gives you, it might have taken about 10 seconds or so before it started to burn.
All right. Now, you said something earlier about that kobold body that just made me cover all up the orifices, and that's how it's
right.
getting. Because I remember last session, he was like, it goes into the ear, went through the nose, went through the eye, and I was like,
Gotcha. So, in a way, yes, it does kind of help. But, now you're blind.
Yeah.
So, it would, depending on how, it would encumber your movement a little bit and such, of course. And it gave you a temporary relief from it, but after a while, it started to burn.
Okay. I'll make note of all that. Of course,
So you think maybe 2 or 3 rounds, maybe?
Yeah.
So
I'll make note of it and explain all of the how I felt and everything, and in as much detail as possible to Banthor and Ashura, so that they, if they can do anything with that information, I'm making sure they have it.
Alrighty.
Explain what I saw. I was almost like a filter going through, so it delayed the effect.
It delayed it. So it took a moment for whatever to get access. So that gives you roll Arcana. Anybody can roll Arcana.
Sure, why not?
And looking at the dagger, the shard, shall we say, it doesn't seem to radiate anything, any kind of energy or a magical effect or anything like that.
I'm still going to hold on to that. It's unique metal. I'm going to.
Oh yeah, it definitely is denser than any metal that you have.
Yeah. At your convenience, I would like stats on it as a dagger.
Sure. Basically, it's a +1 dagger.
Plus, okay.
Though it is not magical.
All right. I'll go add a
masterwork by
+1.
accident.
So basically,
by accident.
right? Yeah, it's like a masterwork. Yes, because of the density of the metal and the basically the few edges that are on it and stuff like that. It will cut easier and deal a little bit more damage. So, but it does not have a magical effect. So it will, if you run into a creature that has a resistance to magic, it's still not going to be a magical dagger.
Okay. Then it would be the easiest thing for me to just add a +1 dagger and then make a note of it not being magical.
And just change the name to shard dagger.
Okay.
Metal shard dagger, whatever. Banthor, sorry. Did you have you were saying something and I forgot to say. Oh, yeah, it basically is a filter. And I said Arcana. Okay. So yep. So Necra, spells don't need to filter through clothing. They just affect an area.
Yeah, so... Alright, this is gonna get interesting.
That indicates that whatever's happening is not a spell because spells don't filter.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Like, this isn't a magical effect as such, but it does have a magical effect-ish.
Well, I'm glad we figured something out from all the running around I did.
Yeah, at this point, I could go back in, collect more stuff, maybe see if I can find that other entryway.
Okay. What would you like to do, Banthor? Are you making a resistance potion or 2 health potions?
Both would take the same amount of.
I'm sorry?
Both would take the same amount of time.
Yeah, so you could either make 1 resistance potion or 2 health potions today.
Well, guys, in order to make these potions, it'll take a good bit of the day, so I can spend the daylight hours making them. Can you make 1 resistance or 2 healing? I think it'd be safer to make the resistance. What do you all?
I agree with the resistance.
Let's work on the resistance first.
Well,
Well,
Says the
let me
sounds
take care
like
of that later.
you need 4 resistance potions, so... I've got enough
You
stuff.
really have to bring the little fairy.
She doesn't want to go, even if she has a potion.
Well, it doesn't hurt to have more, just in case.
Yeah, so, time-wise, if you wanted to do 1 resistance potion and give it to... Who would we give it to? Okay.
To
Well, either Kellum or Ashra. Because Ashra is most likely going to be the one that's going to be affected more by the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Unless y'all spent the 3 days or so to make 3 potions, or more days. Any of that is good with me. I just giving y'all scenarios. That's all. Roland, Okay, so you get the 4 heal. Excuse me. No. Banthor heals you, Kellum, for 4 hit points.
Okay.
Ashra, go ahead, Kellum.
Well, Kellen's just going to say, like, guys, if it's going to take that long to make a resistance, I think the resistance is the right way to go. Do we want to spend that many days here to get resistance for all of us that would need it? Or do we want to kind of, split up for a little bit in pairs of 2? 2 of us go in, because Necra doesn't need the potion. So we only need 1 potion to have a team of 2 to go in and try to fight. And so far, there's nothing out there aside from whatever this is that's affecting us. There's nothing else that seems to be dangerous at this point. So 2 of us, well, I suppose 3 if you count. I forgot her name. Maxie. 3 would stay behind in the camp, and 2 of us goes in.
It would be better to take the time to make as many as we need, so we all can. We don't know what's there, and we don't know what's affected. That's better in numbers. We're not on a time limit on the outside. We can let Banthor fix the resistances, and while he's doing that, Necra can still scout and gather more herbs for him.
Yeah. I agree with that. I was just throwing out there as like it is a thing we could do if we're in a hurry. If we're not, then absolutely let's take our time and all go in.
We also need to do a test to see how long the resistance will last. So.
Not it.
Of course, I'll do it. But we do need a control with me also. So I need to go in with Necra and see how it affects me before taking the resistance potion.
Sure.
While we go in, Banthor can be our crafting on.
Want to go now? Want to go tomorrow? Want to go?
Yeah, he can he can just start crafting, and we can do that now while he's crafting.
Yeah, go ahead and get the heal spells out of the way. Alrighty. So you have enough time, Banthor, that you can perceive this as well if you wanted to, and still make a potion. It won't take very long for them to go there and come back. So you can go back in a tree, do your ritual, and have the detect magic if you'd like.
Yeah, I'd like to do.
Okay. So you go up in a tree, do your thing, and let them know you're ready. Necra and Ashra walk past. Do you want to do any of the? You just want to walk in, like, okay, this is how I'm going to be going, or just basically, do you want to shield yourself any, or just walk in and see what happens?
I'm gonna walk in. She's gonna loop her arm into Necra's arm. See, they walk in. See, because he is staying in close proximity to Necra will have what kind of effect?
All right. You don't have a general direction, Necra, of where that other entrance might be. So you're just going to have to do a
lot of searching.
A lot of searching. You know that it's not close and not far. Like it's going to be like in the middle ring, shall we say, of this area. It's not going to be the full 500, and it's not going to be real close to the temple itself. So somewhere in that 300 ballpark is where this entrance is going to be, and such. So Um, and y'all pretty much have been taking this trail that leads straight from the camp to the entrance. He curves a little bit here, there, going around trade and stuff like that, but it's pretty much a beeline.
Yeah.
So you grab Nectar's arm and put it around you, and you're like, you even kind of maybe shrink an inch so that her arm is in a good spot. And it's not observable really. It's anything, and it's just real subtle. Yeah, they're right there. That's perfect. And y'all start walking, and Banthor, you see the cloud is like active. It's like, oh, something, and it rushes over towards Ashra immediately, where everybody else it moves towards, but it's like rushing towards Ashra. And it, give me a second. Hit location. Oh, again. It shies away from Necra for a while. So you start to walk through, and you're not getting like Banthor. You would have thought immediately she would have gotten, attacked, shall we say? But it takes maybe a moment, a round or two, and then the top of your head, Necra, Ashra just starts to burn. And roll a Constitution saving throw.
All right.
So basically, Banthor, you would have seen that she got a moment's reprieve as the mist tried to figure out what it was doing.
All right. And I want to roll an Arcana, look through that, try to
Well, look
identify.
at you. Okay.
No.
You're like, whoa, wait, my head's starting to burn, and that's kind of like, it just burns, ow, kind of. So, and you seem to react more than Kellum did. It could be just that he's a warrior or something, but it really starts to burn, and such. And Necra, from your vantage point, you can see that there's a almost, immediately when she starts to jerk out, you can see an effect. Her hair starts to get tethered, and you can almost see like the skin starting to, burn, and such, almost getting red, shall we say, almost immediately.
Yeah, she's like.
Any other effect?
Come again?
Any other effect?
Oh, so yes, some of the cloud kind of breaks away and starts to form around you, around your head and such. But it hasn't made a halo as of yet.
She's kind of wincing. She's like, oh.
Yeah, it's just like you don't want to be here. You either want to walk back to the camp or you want to keep going.
She's like, ah. She's like, all right, let's keep going. Hold
right.
Uh huh.
So you pick up the pace.
Effect?
What's that?
Just watching Ashra kind of like.
Oh. There's nothing that is breaking her concentration or anything like that. So, and there's nothing weird actually really happening yet. So,
That's what I was asking.
Gotcha. You get.
I don't like it like anymore.
Gotcha. So you get 100 feet. Give me another Constitution saving throw.
Let's see. Yeah, when I
before
do
you,
it.
okay, good. You're good there. Before you get out of Banthor's sight, Banthor, you could tell that the mist is, how it kind of moved towards Kellum from the outside. It is running towards Ashra from the outside. It's like, oh, snack time, and is shooting towards Ashra, where before Kellum was just, oh, okay, let's go mess with this and such. But whatever Ashra is, they like, kind of thing. And yeah, all right. You get another 100 feet. Give me another Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. I'm trying to do an Arcana every time I have to do a save.
Yeah,
So if
and that's good. That's fine.
I get it. Different feeling.
You're rolling super good here.
I'm rolling good on the save, not on the.
Yeah, not on the information. All right, so y'all walk past the metal door, and you finally get to see it, Ashra, and the other pieces of metal here and there, large pieces. Nothing easily moved. And give me another Constitution saving throw.
That's fine.
Okay. The burn is more intense on your head, but now you can feel it like on your leg and on your arm, and such. So it's attacking you in multiple different places.
There we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
Now we're getting there.
Now I feel it.
Now you're starting to feel the burn. You walk another 100 feet, and you can see the hole that's ripped into the side. Give me another con save. Oh, I'll give you the Arcana here in a second. Oh, here we go.
That's
all right. You take 4 points of acid damage.
All right.
On 3 of it is on your head, and then 1 of them is on your arm. Your head is burning, and some of your hair is falling out, and such.
Okay.
Necra, you can see on the top of her head, it looks like somebody has poured acid on the top of her head. And it, yeah.
What did I get from that Arcana?
So I'm thinking. My apologies for the silence.
Mm-hmm.
You have a sense that this is that the mist has some sort of sentience to it, almost like an insect has intelligence. To a certain degree. It doesn't have a high intelligence, but it seems to either be triggered by different races, or the sumac were saying it was something about the blood thing, and so it and also with what you've heard Banthor talk about how it is affecting Necra, it has has a sentience to it, an intelligence. Not like a sentient being, but in a fashion, like I said, an insect has a 2 or 3 intelligence. So something, it has its own mind of what it's doing.
Self-aware.
Yeah. Do you want to go to the tower itself?
Yeah, we're gonna keep going.
Okay. Alrighty. So you get up to the tower and you see the cobalt that is there with the acid burns. Uh-huh. And
Can I get a sample of this cobalt?
Sure. And we could take that back with us. You take a sample from one of the places that looks like it's being eaten away at. And do you go inside of the temple factorium?
Yeah, I look at Necron and I look at it and I like step inside. Yeah, step inside it.
All right, give me a con. You take 6 points of acid damage.
Let's see. Well, that's the limit. That's the limit, folks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Your hair's falling out. Your arm is on fire. Your leg's on fire. Your back is on fire. You're being eaten alive with acid.
I try to do one more, get one more feel, and then it's like nope, and then it's like okay, Necra, I need to get out. And start flitting it out of there.
All right. Give me a con. Okay. All right. And one more.
13. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And
Okay.
okay, but right before I step over the threshold to step out of it, I'm gonna stop, and I am gonna cast a healing word on myself to see how I feel.
Gotcha. All right. Cast healing word.
Mm-hmm. So I cast a healing word on myself, and hold on, I gotta find the spell. Where'd you go? I lost my spell. Not that one. There it is. Okay, so 4. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you touch your head because that's the place that hurts the most, and cast healing word. And it heals, but you can still feel the effects of it as you're inside the area, and such. It's not healing, everything, and it's not stopping it.
Okay. So, and kind of stands there and finally crosses the threshold. Get out.
Okay. All right. Give me one more con save as you were doing that. Okay. All right. Okay. So you step past the threshold. You can feel an immediate relief. The areas that are concentrated, maybe your head, not so much, but your arms, legs, back, they're still burning. Of course, you've got the acid damage, but this effect is quickly fading from you. Banthor, it seems that it took a moment longer for the effect to fade from Ashra, but it did eventually fade. The head where she healed herself, it seems like it affected a lot better.
Do another check as I'm feeling the kind of the relief of it now.
Yeah. It definitely feels like, whatever this is definitely contained within this area. And Banthor, you could see that the few pieces that were like still in the wound, instead of like going back into the area, they just kind of peter out, and you stop seeing that effect. Instead of it leaving the area and going back, which most of the mist did, a few areas that were deep in just kind of seemed to peter out.
Gee, yeah. It's super awesome.
Okay.
Takes off the sample that she showed. Like, I got a piece of corpse. We can analyze it and it can help with that resistance potion.
And just curiosity here. How much was I able to actually relate of the information I was kind of pouring out over the night?
So
Or how much did it actually make sense enough anybody could make use of it?
So some of it is, there was a lot of machineries. There were different levels where different fabrications were taking place. And you seem to be remembering that you were being taught what some of that, was. And, you remember some of the, you get the word clackers. You remember the name was given to them by fellow workers as clackers. Kind of have like an overseer kind of mentality to them. And then this is where you get that remembrance of what they look like.
Kind of insectoid?
Yes.
Alright.
Um,
And so I did actually relate that much, but it's not really the high tech whatever.
well, definitely that, these were, these machines are definitely nothing that y'all know anything about, maybe making something of magical orientation, making some kind of fuel, but you're not, I guess you could, get the concept that these are different, these machines were different parts of a manufacturing facility, the factory. That's why it's called the Tipple Factorium. So it might be a little difficult to get the first impression, but these machines would make one part and sit down and be given another part, and so on and so forth. So
Okay.
kind of like an assembly line, and such.
Alright. And so hopefully that's more helpful for everyone else. But when Ash stepped past the line, I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
So
Yeah, so you still have a halo, like before. Maybe not as concentrated. You spent a little bit less time since Ashra was like, nope. So it didn't. So Ash, the effects didn't really seem to full body light on you until you got inside the temple.
Mhm.
Such. So, and you could, it seems it gets more and more concentrated the closer and closer you get. And it is very powerful once you get inside the temple. And it definitely, the burns are totally accelerated from what Kellum got. Kellum got a little bit of burn on his leg where you were just like eaten up on your head, your arms, your back, had places all over it. So.
Right. Yeah. I examined and and checked them out on
Okay.
But I showed us the sample to Manthor that I took. See if we can see how it affected them compared to us. It could help with the resistance potion.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So what we can do is, with the information you've gathered and the different things, Necro's actually able to gather some more herbs. So 5 more of that on the trip back and forth. Noticing it easier. And we'll say on the first day you make 1 potion. And then with the help of Astra, you can probably make 2 potions on the second day. And with the other items and such. From today and tomorrow, basically, y'all can make 3 potions if you help him, Astra.
Yeah.
So that can be, your help for the next 2 days would be doing that. Banthor, you would be doing the potions as well for the next 2 days. Necro, you go off and start looking for the entrance. Do you want to play it safe and kind of stay near the edge and have somebody with you? Like Maxie can fly on the outside of the edge and such. Your hawk also does not want to go inside. So it can fly on the outside, but it won't fly inside.
Well,
you could take.
in order to get to the other thingy, I'd need to, unless this is a dome thing and something can fly over it. And kind of want to check with Maxie with that first.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Kind of to get out of eye shot in order to find the entry from the sounds of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if nothing else, they could be, close to you and such. So if you thought about this as being a dome, it would have a 500-foot radius. So, from one side to the other would be 1,000 feet. If somebody was 200 feet away from you, it would be, safer than somebody being, 700 feet away from you, kind of thing. So you could have somebody on the outside. If nothing else, Kellum could, be on the outside as well, or be doing something, because it doesn't seem to affect him as much. Or you can run off by yourself in the area. It should be safe. Okay. So Ash and Banthor, day 1, they're going to be making potions. Day 1, Necro, you're going to be looking for the other entrance and some more herbs. Kellum, what do you want to do?
I'm going to check on the leather. I'm drying for my drum.
Okay.
And I'll keep an eye on Necro as much as possible without crossing over into the
Okay.
affected area.
All right. So you kind of can skirt around the outside and just be, signaling each other. So you kind of, stay, close to her, but staying on the outside. Maxie flies up and seems that there is a dome effect around it. It doesn't, go to infinity and beyond. Though the dome is pretty high, she says it's, over at the edge, it slacks off and such. But once you get closer to the temple itself, it is pretty high. So on the edge, she's seen, she can go up for about 60 feet, and it seems to not affect her. So she can fly over as well, Necra. But once you get closer to the temple, she doesn't feel comfortable flying that high.
Okay.
So she can kind of, from a an eagle's point of view, be flying over you and such, but I'm not going to get any great details, and definitely not going to go and help you. But she probably, could say, "Hey, watch out," or shoot at things. But that's about as much as you can count on her to do. Day one, you spend time looking around, but you don't find the entrance. Kellum, you stay on the outside, and mainly you're just there keeping an eye out on your surroundings and working on the drum and
All right.
waiting to see if Necra needs any help.
Okay.
Okay.
And such. Anything small else for day one?
Can I make any changes to the dagger? Make it more daggery?
Yeah. Yeah, you
Shape it.
definitely could, wrap it in leather and such, give it a hilt, something good to hang on to.
All right. I'll do that on the side too. Not a priority.
Got it. All right. Yeah, because you probably, couldn't spend all day messing with the drum anyhow. So yeah. I get you. Banthor?
I asked Necra for any herbs that she's gathered so far.
I gave you all of it. Well,
Okay. So on the, when you're running around, excuse me, you are able to find 6 more of the bee.
oh, okay. So that's
Day 2.
Yeah, active learning from this while they're doing the potion.
Actually, helping would help faster, or you can learn.
No, I'm
I
gonna
know
help.
helping. Yeah, I know helping should be learning, but you're concentrating more on helping than trying to learn. Banthor, like, here, grind these up. Or pour that in there. Don't mess with that right now. Do the kind of thing. Just giving you
I don't want
instructions.
gloves for
instead of-
these, and it's like not maple leaf, but the 5 thingy. And it's like,
Not describing what you need to do, just telling you what you need to do. This is what I need you to do. To make this quick, this is what I need you to do. And not really describing why. Because the why is the big information. So
Right. Okay.
so y'all are more concentrated on trying to get it done, a little bit quicker and such. So day 2, y'all are still continuing making potions. You've made one, and you got one kind of working overnight that y'all are, back and forth on. Well, basically the batch of 3, but we'll say, yeah. So you're working on a large batch of 3, to get through. and it'll be completed at the end of the next day. Necra, you and Kellum and Maxie go out again. You're able to find the other entrance. It has a what can be easily described as a landing pad in front of it. You see a large open area and a area that has been worked basically with concrete, a large slab of concrete. Here with a circle on it in yellow that's been faded. And you can see this. That's basically what, like, oh, what's over here in this clearing? It brings you over to the clearing, and you see this large mound, and you pull away the vegetation there, and you can see the shaft that goes down, basically like at a 45-degree angle. You maybe can see a light. It's at the end of the tunnel, but it's it's definitely not strong, and it's far away. So it has two grooves, a left and a right groove, basically, that are cut into the bottom, and it looks like something would, like a tongue and groove lock would slide down through. And there seems to be gears and pulley system on the sides. There's a lot of fire damage here, and you're not you're definitely concerned about the workings of this pulley system, whether or not it can can be used.
So, looking around, I don't get a flash of remembrance or anything, do I?
So give me an intelligence check.
Alright.
All right. So you remember coming up the shaft and on the elevator in a crate, and that there were clackers here, basically gathering the crates and putting it on some kind of craft. And this is the first time you've ever seen the craft, but you didn't have really any kind of anything to, mark it with. You're like, oh, I've never seen this before, kind of thing. But you could tell that it's some kind of craft. They're taking the boxes over and putting them in, and you slip out of your box and start running. And then you're shaken by the realization that there was an explosion and fire. Blue flame is coming out of this shaft, and as you look back, you can see blue flame coming out of the tower and melting the tower and coming out of everything, and explosion and stuff flying all over the place.
Booms. Okay. So, when I get back, I actually describe it and explain what I know. Or what little I can remember.
It looks like they were taking, what y'all produced and putting them into this craft. And then as you're running away, maybe that 300 foot, 200 foot, you remember hearing a large clang behind you. And you probably were just outside of the blast radius when the place exploded.
Also, vaguely sounds like it could have been an alcohol fire from just the color of the flame you were describing.
There was also a lot of electrical discharge that went along with that.
Okay.
lightning, crackling and such.
All right. So yeah, explain that. So we've got 2 ways in, and from the sounds of things, the front door seems to be the shortest route.
You did see the entrance is about 200 feet from the edge.
Yeah. And when I looked down the shaft, was it like there was the trolley pulley kind of thing down the center, or?
So you saw the 2 grooves in there, so you can assume that that the freight elevator itself would go in those grooves and such, and you could kind of see the wheels and the pulleys on the side is where it's getting the kinetic energy to pull it up and such. There is no elevator platform here. So you don't know if it's not here, if it's down at the bottom, or if it is ejected or anything like that. There's also no craft here either.
Okay, but aside from the grooves in the floor, it seems to be solid, right?
Yeah, it seems to be solid and it's flat and such. So you could definitely slide down this quickly.
Okay. Still, sounds like the front door's the best route at the moment. Okay. So when we've got the potions,
Mm-hmm.
do we want to leave Maxie behind to play sentry? Or...
Yeah, she doesn't care if you give her a potion or not. She's not going.
Yeah, it's one off the
You
distance.
can't get her to. She'll do a flyby, a fly over. At least just till she but going into the factory, the temple.
Yeah, you can be our eyes in the sky.
Okay.
All right, we got three potions crafted. Can we get 3 more crafted? How long will that take?
2 more days.
Let's do that. We have a total of 6. Then how long? He can do 2 healing potions a day. Let's see. So 3 more days. Get 6 healing potions.
So so we want to do 4 days for resistance, and then also more days for potions.
For healing potions, yes.
Okay. And you said, are y'all saying how many days? 2, 3?
But I want to get 6 and 6.
Gotcha. All right, so 3. All right. We could do 2 days with your help, and you get 6.
Right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm helping all the way.
Okay.
How many
We
potions total?
So that would be 6
resistant
resistance
potions
and 6
healing.
healing. So you through the so through the days, Necra is able to find enough of the herbs for you to do the 6 resistant potions, and we'll say he's able to find enough to do the 6 healing potions.
no change
Right.
to what's actually in my inventory.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And that way, we can take one of the resistance potions and test it. We use as a tester to see how it affects. Make sure we know what we're dealing with. So once we get the 6 and 6 done, we're gonna do another test run
Okay.
with
Um.
one of the
Okay.
resistance.
All right. So who wants to do the test run then?
I'm gonna do it.
You're like, I'm going to do it. I'm the one that seems to be affected. All right. So basically, you do a test run with the potion. You see that the Banthor is able to see that the potion basically works by slowing the reactivity of the mist after it lands on you. It still comes at you quickly, but after it lands on you, it's slower to react. And basically, it seems to mitigate some of the damage. You're still taking effects and things like that. It seems to be pretty much the same, like, rolling Constitution saving throws and such. That seems to be standard, but it seems to be resisting the damage that you're taking. So it doesn't, it doesn't like immediately give you 4 points of damage. It may be like, okay, I'm hanging out around here. Oh, this is where I take the first point, first little bit of damage. Oh, that hurts, but not as much. And you stay there maybe a little bit, and you're like, okay, it doesn't seem to be hurting as much when I was, and then you go inside the temple, and you're like, well, you took the 6 points of damage, you're only taking like 3 or so.
Okay.
So basically, it's a resistance against this effect. And it seems to the last. I don't know what's the normal standard.
What potions?
Yeah, like 10 rounds or a minute or something.
Potions can go for a minute, anywhere to hours.
Yeah. What's the standard resistance?
An hour.
Standard resistance is an hour.
Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, you're there for a while, and it you're still being affected by it, but it seems like it's lasting for quite a good time. You're not certain if you want to stay an hour in these effects. Maybe you go to a shallower area where you're only taking a little bit of damage. And you're pretty much like, okay, it seems like it's going to last an hour. So.
Yeah. I mean, she'd stay. She'd walk around. She'd stay, and like as it's approaching an hour, she'd get closer to the threshold. But
Yeah,
she'd stay there, and it's an hour.
Okay. Nectar, did you want to take a break for a moment?
I got asked about almost 15 minutes ago about a quick break.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't really recognize that for a moment.
Restroom break.
Yep.
Yes, yeah. All right. Well, let's take a 5-minute break here and meet back up and see if we can knock on some doors.
All right.
Cool.
we'll go ahead and start back up.
All right, we're back.
So so you've spent one day when you first got there sleeping. Oh, actually, I guess that was the end of the day. So all right, so it's not. Let me adjust my
So it's
days
been
here.
about
Okay.
6 days since we, well, 6.5 since we got there.
Yeah, you've been at the end of the 6th day, you've gotten all the potions that you want. Part of that was your travel to the area. So you spent 2 days traveling and have spent 6 days camped out here. Kellum and Necra, y'all could give me downtime later on for those. Hold on, 1, 2, 4 days basically. So, after the game or what have you, y'all can think about what y'all were doing in those 4 days, and we can have some downtime for y'all to do things that way.
My drum should be done, right?
Totally, yeah. You could spend a couple days on your drum, so you definitely have at least 3 days of downtime. Well, you were while they were making potions, you were making your drums. So the drum's done. It might take a little bit longer for it to cure. But outside of that, you've done the work for it. So you still have 4 days of downtime. We can go over that now, or we could try to at least put our heads inside the door.
Yeah, let's move on into the tower. I can't think of anything that'd be significant enough to go over now for the 4 days.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody takes a resistance potion, yes?
Yes.
Mhm.
That needs it. Necra doesn't seem to need it. Okay. So I will get. How do y'all want to take the trail? Do y'all want to just take it at a sprint, a run, a walk?
Mm,
You're
Go a
still
little
going to
bit
need to take.
fast.
We're
Yeah.
gonna need to move fast.
So how about we use your action and your movement? Get that 60-foot, run, and it'll be just under what you would need to do, to make a, endurance or athletics checks or anything like that. It's not a far stretch. 500 feet isn't, too bad for people that are fit and such. So, I will have let's see, no, let's see. So, excuse me, give me a, Constitution saving throw. 12. All right. Now, you'll all feel the burn in certain areas. Okay. So Vanthor shifts into a bear. I need to. What else?
Want to be that big?
Yeah. Well, at least for right now, it's some hit points. But yeah, you might not want to be that big. You know that you're going to be going down a rope ladder. So if you wanted to do a monkey thing again, might not have the same amount of hit points that a bear has, but might be able to go down the ladder and or other paths quicker. I'll give you a moment to make that decision. Did you? And then, secondly, do you know if you have that on the stats for a brown bear on your extras?
If we're going to be going down there, I'll pick something else.
Gotcha.
But I can give you the stats with whatever I decide.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I do see you have some wild shapes here: boar, brown bear, spider, wolf. So yeah, that's cool. So can I get the three of you to make Constitution saving throws? And you would need to do it, Manthor, off of the beast that you wild shape into. So if you want to just give me a D20, unless you know what you're...
15 for Kellum.
Okay. Ashra.
Yeah.
Okay. Ashra, you take 1 point of acid damage. And while we're waiting for Banthor, go ahead and roll another Constitution saving throw, y'all two.
Oh boy.
Ashen.
No.
Ah,
Both of you. Okay. So Kellum, you take 1 point of acid damage, and Ashra, you take 2.
okay.
See.
All right. Guess I'll do some arcana checks. Nope.
I'm gonna go.
Did you find any wild shape you wanted to get there, Banthor?
Yeah, I'll go an 8. That's medium size, so it should be.
Yeah. Okay.
What info do you need on?
Go ahead and give me 2 con saves.
Ouch.
Okay. You take 1 point of acid damage on the second failed. And just to let you know, so is that the Constitution for the what animal was that again? I'm sorry.
It was 8. Yeah, we had the same con.
Oh, okay. All right, sweet. All right, so you are right outside of the Temple Factorium. As y'all enter, I'll have everybody give me 1 Constitution saving throw.
9.
9. 8.
Nice.
Get a 7.
Said everybody.
Oh, 9. Everybody fails. Okay, cool.
Well,
Well, Necro, you don't need to give me a Constitution saving throw. Sorry. So Banthor and Kellum, you take. We round down or round up?
down.
Down. Damn it. All right, so y'all take 1 point of acid damage, and Ashra, you take 3 points of acid damage.
Ouch.
Okay.
You are now standing inside the Temple Factorium and have reached the edge of the ledge. There are a couple bodies there, a Dragonborn and a Cobalt. Cobalt. There we go. And you see the rope ladder before you. It's going down 30 feet. It'll take you like about 2 rounds to get down to the bottom.
Right.
Banthor, you can take a acrobatics or athletics, and see if you would like to, like use other. There's beams and other platforms and landings and things like that. Being that the monkey is athletic or ape and such, or you can go down the ladder quicker because you have a climb speed, most likely.
Yeah, 30 feet climb.
Okay, so you can actually make it down in one round. So if you went first, you could actually go down before everybody else. And if you wanted, while they're making their way down, I'll let y'all decide what's
already down there.
Okay.
And it would be an athletics or acrobatics check to just hop down and ignore the ladder.
Yeah. Failing will,
Pleasant.
of course. Well, yeah.
I don't.
So
Can't you just vamp down there?
Once a day.
yeah, it might be better to vamp up than to vamp down.
So
Yeah, I don't think you want to jump 30 feet down.
No, I mean he's talking about trying to jump on another piece of floor over here and scurry down something like that. And he's trying to monkey down.
Oh, you're trying to
She-
flash it.
Yeah.
You're
So
trying
yeah, Asher, you gonna take the ladder?
yes.
Okay.
Not
And
gonna say
Kellum, you gonna take the
flash.
ladder?
Yep.
Necro, you gonna take the ladder? Nope.
and probably did not do very well for that. So
Okay. All right. Give me another acrobatics or athletics. Yeah. All right. So you attempt to jump down on the floor below you, and fail, and are able to stop yourself from falling off. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Maxed.
Yeah, maxed.
Mm,
And then let's see, Kellum and Ashra, give me a Constitution saving throw as you're making your way down the ladder.
Gonna kill me.
Ashra with a 22. Kellum with a 7. Kellum, you take 1 point of acid damage.
Slowly but surely gonna kill me.
Necro, what do you want to do? You want to keep jumping down, or would you like to try to go down the ladder?
is there another ladder? At the end of
You can get to the ladder that they're going down from where you're at.
Okay.
please stop being flashy. Use the ladder.
With a little bit of a hop, you can get to it. And I'm not going to make you make any kind of roll for that.
Go to-
Something you would normally do, jumping from limb to limb, anyhow. So.
Yeah. So
Alrighty, and then so Banthor, you get down and you're in a metal box, about 10 by 10. Has a door on one side and a door on the other. They've been breached somewhat. You can see a little bit past the door. There's only a tiny bit of light, but you can tell that something is moving around some 10 or 15 feet from either door. Doesn't look like a lot of something, but something is moving around. With the limited light and limited visibility from your position, you can't really tell exactly what it is. But it is a left or a right. Banthor, give me a Constitution saving throw as I slowly whittle your hit points down.
Solid.
That's a 7. That's so you take one point of necrotic acid damage. Initiative. I was like, I'm rolling. Do y'all see anything on this new map? Is it black?
It's black.
I see names, but otherwise it's black.
Okay, gotcha. Just wanted to make sure that I got that right.
I'm assuming that's the room at the bottom of the stair thing.
Yeah. Banthor, can you see yourself in this little area here? About middle of the map on the right?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, all right. You see that there's like 2 doors there, one to the left and one to the right. About 10 or 15 feet from either direction, you can see some kind of movement. The light seems to be emanating. Actually, there's a little bit of light from both doors. Excuse me. But it's very, very light. Not strong at all. So they're coming down the ladder and stuff here, and you've looked at both doors and gotten that there's something on each side. You didn't make a lot of noise coming down. It doesn't seem like anything has been attracted to you. Do you want to do anything else? Basically, use your action and your movement. You can, well, I guess you're in a monkey, so you can make monkey noises, or stuff like that. So you have your bonus action.
I'm just gonna ready in action that when the rest of the party comes down, just pretty much hand signal danger.
Gotcha.
Enemy.
Gotcha. All right. Who would have been gone first down the ladder? Necker's taking up the back.
That would be me.
Okay. Kellum, you come down, and Banthor in monkey form gives you some sign language. Basically, I see something over here and I see something over there.
Curl my fingers and kind of make a biting motion and then just point to the door.
All right. I will draw my weapons and stand in a defensive position towards the whichever one he seems to indicate has the most motion.
They seem similarly. It doesn't seem like either side has much, but there is something. So, you might whisper, "Which is danger?" Which one? And Banthor just pointed at both of them, like, "Yeah, there's something there." Both.
All right, I'll just pick one. I'll go left.
Okay. Do you have movement over your token? Control?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Ashra, you come down. And as they're, kind of getting ready there, you can see them moving into positions. You're like, okay, so there's something dangerous is already right here. let's see. I'll put you on the side closest to Banthor, on the opposite door. And Nectar, you come in last. Since you're the last person, Nectar, can you give me a stealth roll? And we'll use your stealth as the group stealth.
It's
All
all
right.
on you, Necra.
18. So y'all come in quiet and you're in position. You've each kind of, looked through, and you can tell that these are sliding elevator doors. They separate from the middle and go into the walls. There's a little bit of a crack here that you can look through. There's a little green light in the distance on either side. Some kind of ambient green light. But that's, and then you can kind of see something is, some kind of bipedal is moving around outside. To get a lot of, damn it, Astra, give me a perception.
Okay.
You got the devil sight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and may want to look harder with Kellum.
18.
Alrighty. So you look through the door that's closest to where you and Necro are, and you can see a person and a weird orange suit kind of lumbering around outside the door. Not in any particular direction, just kind of moving around. They definitely do not seem to be
Okay.
like, if they have intelligence, they're not using it.
I use message to relay that to everyone else.
Okay.
Can I attempt to look through the other door?
Yes. I basically kind of did a little bit with a little bit of light. You could see that there's probably another zombie on the other side of this door, about 10 feet.
Oh, it's confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Confirmed zombie. All right.
Yeah.
Also,
that message.
Right now, Banther's night vision actually sucks in comparison to normal, so...
Yeah, the lack of any kind of real light, even with the low light doesn't do well. Astra with the devil's sight is actually able to see clearly. So after looking for a moment, you could tell that this is, a zombie shambling around.
Yeah.
You don't see its face, because it's kind of pointed. Its direction is not directed at y'all. It's just kind of wandering around in that area that it's at.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, zombies here.
Okay. And... stupid question, maybe. But do I get any sense of familiarity with the area?
Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Saving throw this time.
Saving throw.
Yeah, and not saving throw, but the same thing. Yeah, roll your, same thing.
All right.
Intelligence check.
Oh, gotcha. Right. I guess, yeah, there is a difference. I forgot.
Yeah.
Saving throws. Yes. An intelligence check. With an 11, this is definitely, you remember going up and down this elevator often. And you know that you didn't have clearance for this floor. Um,
So
you
I
had,
have no
you had,
idea. Right.
yeah, you don't have much of an idea, but you do know that uh, you have been on this floor, though you didn't have clearance for it. You do know that the shaft that would have that is in the other area is not far from your location, directional wise, but you remember that there's a lot of catwalks in this area. So there's like not a direct route to that shaft. Did you see where I opened that up at?
Yes, I
A little
did.
bit. Okay, south of your position. So there's some kind of platform that's over there, and such. You also remember that there's an environmental hazard of off of these catwalks is a chemical that is underneath y'all. So there's a large pool of this chemical, and you know that whatever this is not good. So
All right.
anybody that falls into that is going to have problems.
Or at least so I think. Anyway, so I have no clue which direction would be.
Give me another one to give you
Yeah, no.
okay. Yep. Yeah, you can't remember from where you're at exactly if you should be going left or right for anything in particular. Though you have a feeling that if you went out the side that Asher is at, there's less real estate over there. So going out the side where Banthor and Kellamar is more the open area, and a lot more real estate is over in that direction.
So there's more likely to be the talking orb or whatever our goal is over on the other side. Or you're not giving me that information. I have no idea.
Yeah. You don't have with that 3. I'm not going to give you a direction.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you what you do remember that there's a couple rooms over here, and then the rest of the factory is over there.
Okay.
Kellum will look at his 3 companions and point his long sword at one door and short sword at the other door, and then shrug his shoulders. Which one am I going through first?
And kind of whisper, do you want us to clear the back way out, or...
You want a taste, or do you want the whole enchilada? You want to start with
How
some
long
chips
do
and
you want us
salsa?
to take at this?
You want some chips and salsa, or do you want to go ahead and get your dinner?
I figure we don't have long on these resistant potions, so we need to move fast.
You do have an hour.
Yes, but we don't know exactly where the thing is, so we should just maybe go for the larger.
Yeah, let's
Group,
blitz it with minimal descriptions, please.
So you want to go out to the factory area, the larger?
Well, Callum's still
Smaller
Okay.
rooms.
Alright.
Go ahead, Ash.
Which way did I see the zombie?
So y'all see zombies both directions. You see your zombie is to your right, basically, and that is that is also the way to the smaller rooms, the smaller real estate. There's only a couple rooms over here, but on the other side is the larger factory floor in general, and there's also a zombie over there. So either way, you're going to have to deal with a zombie. It's whether or not y'all want to go to the smaller rooms first, or to the larger factory first.
We should probably go to these smaller rooms, and if we go to the other side and, well, get caught, they might start, these other ones may come out and hit us from behind.
So you're thinking go to the smaller room, deal with one zombie to see how bad it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, I think we should deal with that side first so that nothing comes from behind us if we go the other way.
Well, something could come from behind us no matter which way we go. There are zombies on both sides.
Yes, but I really think that there's going to be more going on the open floor areas than in these rooms over here. It'd be quicker to clear out these rooms.
That's fine with me.
Necra, you could tell that the doors are kind of jammed and such. There's enough room to, see and, and such. You could probably shoot an arrow if you wanted to. And definitely, you could cast a spell through it, but it's only like a 2-3 inch gap. To move these doors, you're most likely going to make some noise.
I mean, we'll just sit there and keep hitting them with Sacred Flame. Just fall over.
Yeah, y'all could cantrip them, to death and stuff, so.
Alright, well.
Before you do that, everybody but Nectar, give me a Constitution saving throw.
14.
Alright.
Okay, so Banthor and Kellum, you take 1 point. And Ashra, you take 3. So your Constitution saving throw is above a 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that we have any control over what we roll.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna point to Banthor.
You do have, being a saving throw, you do have advantage, and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
I believe you get a little bit of a better. You get +3. So
yeah, +3. I'm going to point to Banthor and Necra and kind of motion them to the door to get on either side and pull it open. And I'm going to prepare to charge through. Swords at the ready.
Okay.
I'm going to drink a health potion.
That bad already?
Ashra, what was that?
Drink the health potion.
Okay.
How did we divvy up those 6 we made?
What was that?
How did we divvy up the 6 health potions that I made?
Oh, I guess 2. Oh.
2 each.
You guys have them, and I've got the one I've had for a while.
Yeah. Y'all probably, 2 each on each of y'all, and then if y'all need to, you can deal with Nectar. So remember, your pouches can only hold, 2 potions. So you'd have to put the rest, in your backpack. So take actions to get those out. But quickly, you could get those 2. If you use the 2, you could take an action to refill your pouch, so that you could use them on a bonus action later if you don't have anything going on. Alrighty. So let's see. actually, I think he wanted. Oops, wrong thing. He wanted Necra and Banthor to open said door, and Kellum was going to go through. So Banthor and Necra, your actions will be to open the door. And Ashra, you'll be open to use your action how you feel. Let's go ahead and get a initiative for Ashra and Banthor. Remember to click on your token first, Banthor, and then do the.
Nice.
Look at Ashra with the 20. And the 17 for Banthor.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So basically, this will be all at once. They're waiting, and then Kellum says go. Necra and Banthor, y'all open the door. I'm not gonna make you. With both of y'all doing it, y'all will be able to do it with no problem. It will make some noise, so it won't. You won't like surprise the zombie per se. But Kellum, you'll have a held action. You rush in. We'll have a surprise round because it won't be able to react as fast as y'all like a held action. So, Ashra, do you want to do anything before and or during Kellum's run?
Yeah, do a sacred flame.
Okay.
Oh,
Go ahead. Do what you gotta do. Do I need to make a saving throw or anything?
Dex save 13.
Oh, did I not? It didn't. There we go. Sorry, my apologies.
Okay.
You said Dex.
Yeah, Dex 13.
How about 1? Does that work? No. Okay. What kind of damage are we talking about?
Radiant.
Oof. All right. And
5 radiant.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
So you see it hit the zombie, but it doesn't seem to be doing that zombie radiant damage.
Okay.
You're like, well, it damaged it, but it's not like screeching in pain like a zombie should. What's going on?
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem to be vulnerable to radiant damage.
Okay. Good to know.
All right, Kellum, you run forward and attack. You have advantage.
Can I do a drive-by slashing on him?
Yeah. What are you trying to do?
Oh, I'm trying to do booming blade and force him to move after I hit him.
Oh, sure.
Would I still get an advantage?
Yes.
All right.
So you want to continue like moving past it
Yeah.
So
Past him, diagonal or something. I'm not sure about
I'm
the
going
rest of
to reveal. I'm going to reveal the what you see here.
All right.
So as you rush forward, actually, I can show you more. Sorry.
I get more.
You see a catwalk to the left as you're running past, and this platform. You're on a catwalk, and you can see the water below you. It kind of has a slight blue glow to it, so when you're out here, you can see a little bit better.
Okay.
As you, yeah, go ahead, make your attack with advantage.
All right. Long sword. 32 dice. We got a 21. We'll take that 21. That's nice.
21 hit.
And it is going to be slashing, of course, because we're doing the drive-by. 6 damage. And then he's got the booming blade on him, so if he moves...
got it. You'll do the thunder damage?
D8. Yeah, thunder damage. And then I'll sprint past a little bit, maybe to... Yeah, right there's probably good. That's enough to make it
10, 15. Yeah, that way, you're close enough for him. Now, he doesn't get an opportunity because you surprised him.
Okay, good. And then once I get to there, I'll just kind of shout at him a little bit and clang my swords together and make sure he's focused on me.
Got it. Alrighty, so that's the end of the first round. The zombie turns to you, Kellum, and you can see that it's just mutated is the only way I could really describe it. The features are all off. The eyes up here are down here. The nose is where your ears should be. It's patchy hair growing in different places. Has kind of like the shoulder is hunched and stuff, almost as if it's been taken apart and put back together a couple times. And the features seem to be female.
Okay.
Ashra, it is your turn.
Okay.
And you hear movement behind you. Because you're standing basically at the other door, Ashra.
Oh, Ashra. Okay.
Before I go, are we good to continue? Because the time.
Oh, yeah. Did y'all want to do one combat round, or did y'all want to stop?
One combat round, so we don't forget any of the things we've got held or anything like that. Held actions and such.
Yeah.
All right. So there's something behind me.
Yeah. So you're standing at the other door. So you do hear some movement behind you. So most likely the other zombie was heard
Alerted.
what was going on. Yeah.
Okay. Can I see?
Oh, that's why I can't do anything. Hold on, give me one moment. So, yeah, like it's behind. If you look through the door, you can see it.
Okay. Let's see, the sacred flame didn't work, so we'll turn at the fireball.
Okay. At the one that's behind you, or the other one that you already hit.
The one that's behind.
Okay. You roll a 10.
That's a 10.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, a 10.
Yeah. That misses.
Yeah.
But as you look behind you, oops. We get more of the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
There is a overlapping catwalk. You're basically on the lower side of that catwalk. And there's a catwalk that is running. You're on a catwalk running east to west, basically. And there's a catwalk going north to south that is above your catwalk.
Mm-hmm.
Some 10 feet. To the south, it looks like the that catwalk that's running above is broken. Just a little past that blue area there. So the upper catwalk to the south, past your catwalk, is a little broken. Those people that can see it is that little blue area that's on the catwalk. I've just used that to take away a section of the catwalk. Sacred Flame.
Yeah.
Oops. Anything else?
Nah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Vanthor. The zombie is there. It looks like it's headed towards where Kellum is.
Yeah. And do a multi attack on.
Okay. Go for it. Oh, yeah, you're in the 8. I forgot.
Yes, this +5 to both these rolls.
Okay. Both of those, 10 and a 7. I don't think that's going to hit. Oh, actually, the 10 will hit.
The 10?
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Negative. The 10 does not hit. I was looking at the wrong numbers. I've got my numbers flipped from one campaign to the other, so my apologies.
Worried?
So the 10 doesn't hit. Alrighty. Let's see. 5, 10, 15. Did you want to try to move away to see if the zombie will move towards Kellum? Or there's a chance that it will turn around and attack you. The reason I'm saying that is because you know that Banthor put the booming blade, so if the zombie moves, it will be damaged again.
Callum did that.
Kellum. Sorry. So you can move away. It will get an opportunity of attack if you move outside of its range, but if it does move after y'all, it will take that thunder damage.
I'll stick where I am. Could I use a bonus action to just quickly look behind me and then look back at the zombie? Just
so there's
see what,
your back is against a wall. This if you could see that little area, that's all that the little area is. That black, I'll make it a little bit more. That black area that's there is wall. So there's wall behind you, and there's water to your left, or chemicals, and there's a wall to your right. So you're in a little 13 by 13 little area. Well, there's 13 wide, and then it goes past, where Kellum is. So it's just like a little platform, basically. So there's nothing behind you.
I'll just stay.
I'm sorry, you gonna stay there? All right. Okay, it'll be the Zambi's turn. Give me 1 second to see if it's going to go after Kellum. Okay. So it does decide that it's going to continue going after Kellum. What's the damage on that, Kellum?
1d8 thunder.
Go for it.
3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Didn't get quite the reaction I wanted from it.
Yeah, actually, it seems to have stunned the zombie. It moves forward and then gets hit by the thunder damage, and is stunned, as well as taking the little bit of damage it did.
Okay.
So normally it wouldn't do that, but it seems to have had an adverse effect on the zombie. He steps forward and stops there, or she steps forward and stops there.
Okay.
Banthor, you have a opportunity attack if you want to use your reaction. Then you can swing once.
Now, is the opportunity attack just the strength modifier?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Just any, whatever your standard attack is.
Okay, well that'd be +5 and 8 then.
8? Okay, that misses.
No, I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, okay. All right, so +5 to that, so 15. Okay. So with a 15, you hit. Roll the damage. Okay. Alrighty. So close. So y'all could tell that you're definitely whooping up on this thing. Kellum, behind you, a zombie shambles off the platform and comes closer towards you.
Okay.
And is going to attack. So he was behind you. A 10.
No.
Yeah. You got your good armor on?
No, I still got my leather armor on just in case we have to
All right.
get out of here quick.
Got it. Sounds good. All right. So now, Kellum, it is your turn. The zombie that is in between you and Banthor is shaking and stunned. It couldn't attack you, and it seems like it's slowed down as well. It doesn't seem as reactive. It's very close to. It looks like you could probably finish it off. And then there's a zombie behind you.
All right. I'm going to focus on the one behind me.
Okay.
So we'll go with the long sword. An 8.
Nope.
And then where did it go? My short sword bonus action. 12.
That misses as well. Sorry.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
Not far off the mark, but misses.
should I do my action surge?
Please.
Please? Okay. I will action surge.
Okay. And swing again with your longsword.
Yeah. No. All right. I'm done rolling for the day.
We'll get these bad ones out of the way.
Yeah. That's my turn. I don't have anything else left.
All right. Necra, you hear Kellum engaged, and Banthor is jumping up excitedly. You see the because of the blue glow of the water, you can see a little bit better now that the doors are open and such.
Great. Be back on here in a second. It crashed on me.
Oh no. Are you gonna move forward?
I was gonna go and attack in a second. I just
Okay, I'll move your character. And
to the one in front of Ash. So
that's on the other side of that door.
yeah,
So,
can I not get through the doorway?
Ash was looking at the second doorway, not the first one that Kellum went through.
Okay, that. I thought it was open enough to move through, so that's why I was.
Oh no, not that one. No, it's
Okay.
you could shoot a bow through or a spell, but you'd have to spend an action to open the door.
All right,
And-
fine. So
and-
swing.
Got it?
I guess then. All right, that's
Yeah,
nice.
19 hits. That's a hit.
Uh,
Go ahead and roll the damage for that. Alrighty. Okay.
and is that enough to take it, or?
Yeah, that's enough to take it.
Okay, so that's
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can get to the other one. You could probably get around it, actually. Yep. You can get to the other. You could get over there.
and advantage then, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was. Oh, no.
So I've got a guess. AC 15.
Let's see. Do you have any inspiration, Necra?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm not saying that you have to use it. I was just asking if you had any. That's all.
Might as well. At this point, I can't see a reason why not.
This is just the beginning.
Well,
Alrighty. So movement, action, and bonus action. Alrighty. So we're back at the top of the round. Do we want to stop here then?
Yeah, I don't think we have any held actions or anything now, so we don't have to worry about. We just come in next session and
Yep.
go from the top.
Swinging.
Mhm.
While we're here and we're in the area, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just to open a little bit more of this area here. Okay. So give me a second. This seems to be a wall, so you can't see what's really behind it, but you can tell that there is some kind of something over there, some kind of room. Behind Necra, there's a set of stairs that goes up into this little area here. Looks like there used to be a table and some other stuff up there. And then to the north, there's a catwalk that goes over to some kind of room that has some kind of machinery or something. These are all melted and slagged as well.
okay.
Let's see. Oh, and the zombie that was behind you, Ashra, has come up to the door and is trying, would have been started trying to open the door. Stick his hand through it and open it and stuff. It's basically testing the waters right now. It's like trying to figure out what's going on. it got hit from over here, or attacked from this direction and heard noise and is trying to get to you, but hasn't made, full headway. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll just leave that door closed and just keep hitting it with.
Just gonna leave that door closed, and it's gonna stay just right there. And
Yeah,
All right.
and just hit it with firebolt until it decides to stop moving.
all right. Okay. Anything else for anybody? Any questions, comments? Alrighty. Well, I appreciate
Thanks for my question
everybody.
about-
Hope you enjoyed the first couple little area here of the Temple Factorium. Sorry it took us a lot longer, but we wanted to come in prepared.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So a little science experiment here and there and some potion making. So I think that was very smart of you, actually. Double the acid damage that you've taken, and that's what you would have done without the potion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it was very smart, very, very smart that you went in slowly and prepared instead of just, oh, let's go. We can potion it to death, and stuff. But you probably could have potioned it to death. But I think, taking that extra 7 days or so to get ready, prepared, is going to do you some good. So.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got to get going, so I'll see y'all next session.
Yes. Today's the 28th. I don't want to do that math. So let's see. What is that? That will be. Oh no, February the
12th.
11th. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's right.
Okay. All right. Well, you have a good one. Thank you, sir.
Yep. Y'all take care. We'll see you and Necker on Saturday.
Yeah, they get it.
Third.
That's gonna be the third. Sorry. Yep.
Yep.
See you then, buddy.
You guys take care.
Mhm.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us for this 8th episode of Into the Unknown. We will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for some X4. I've been dealing with a few things in real life that's been preventing some of the streaming this past week. Hopefully, all that's slowing down. If not, we'll see. But we'll definitely be back on Saturday with the next Fallout campaign session and hopefully get back into our regular streaming schedule after, all the real life things have sorted themselves out. So until next time, we'll see you later. Have a good one.